Lordy B, man, how are you this week?
Yeah, I'm good. It's this week.
Telling you, man. So, the boss had me pick up these 3 cats, right, from the rescue, right?
Sure.
And I'm like, well, they wanted to be adult cats. I'm like, all right. And I'm like, what are we going to do with them? He goes, they're going to fight the rats and the mice. I'm like, you're kidding. So I got them out by the Kwanzaa hut, right? Had to buy all the food and all that kind of stuff, right?
Why are you feeding them?
Because, I don't know, that's what you're supposed to do.
They're not supposed to eat the rats.
But I'm not, I get that. But I wasn't going to tell the people at the rescue, oh, I'm getting these cats to be barnyard cats.
That's true, and we shouldn't say this live on air that don't feed the cats because that would be animal cruelty. I shouldn't say that.
Feed the cats.
Feed the cat.
All right. So I got them out in the Kwanzaa hut, right? Fed them, right? I got them collars, right? And the worst part about the collars, I didn't realize, right, is that the little thing that holds their dog tags, cat tag, was just jingling back and forth. So every time they got near a mouse,
it scared them away. Right.
So I had to take their collars off, right?
Okay.
All right. When I took the collar off, this one cat, it's a calico cat, right? Mean SOB cat, right? Like
there's a reason he was at the shelter.
Oh God, yeah, right. He, like, as soon as I took it off, looked at me and, like, I could just see in his eyes, freedom, right? Even though I wasn't whole, like, he took off, right? And I found, that was on Tuesday, today is Friday, I found 3 dead mice, right? And I found a blood trail, right? That had to be a rat.
Okay.
Right? The other 2 cats are, like, hanging in a Kwanzaa hut, like, it's vacation. This cat, right, he's out there working.
Cool.
Yeah, he wants me to name him. I haven't thought of any good names yet.
There you go. Hey, write us. You name the cat.
Name the feral cat.
Not a friendly animal.
Hey.
Not Peaches. It just wouldn't fit. Don't call them. Not Peaches.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Not Sweetie.
But then again, right, when you see a fat guy, you call him Tiny. Right? You see a little guy, you call him Stretch. See a mean cat, you call him, like, Fluffy.
You name the cat.
What's your cat's name? You're a grumpy old cat. The one that decides to sit on
my cat. It's my wife's cat.
All right.
It just loves me. That's Wally.
Wally. Okay. Wally probably should make an appearance around the graveyard.
Wally.
Just.
We named him. I think from Leave It to Beaver, Wally.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know why I did that. I just Wally.
Good thing you didn't name Eddie Haskins.
No, Eddie was a.
Hi, Mrs. Cleaver.
Oh, what a little
and he's
suck up that kid was.
And he's like, hey, kids, want to go smoke some dope? Hi, Mrs. Cleaver. How are you? All right.
Okay.
So
have you seen the boss?
I have not seen the boss since Monday when he told me to go pick up the cats.
Okay.
But there he is. Wow.
We're going back in time.
Back in time, man. So, Cat and the Canary, right? I've heard the phrase. I've never heard about the movie.
Okay.
I've never seen it.
Oh, well, then we're in for a treat because let me tell you, this movie based on a play, has had several remakes.
No, really?
Yes, and one of them starring Bob Hope.
Really?
I kid you not. Yes.
Wow. So was he had to be serious because this movie's...
No.
Really?
They played it for giggles.
Wow. Okay.
The Bob Hope version.
Okay.
This movie is not so giggly.
No. Well,
we'll see.
It's silent. You can't really hear him giggle.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. So what's the boss got to say about this, right? So the movie's 1927 silent thriller classic, Cat and the Canary. Cat and the Canary is a 1927 directed horror movie by Paul Lenny. It's an adaptation of John Willard's 1922 black comedy of the same name. Stars Linda LaPlante as Annabelle West, Forrest Stanley, Child Wilder, Craig Hale as Paul Jones, and the plot revolves around the death of Cyrus West, who is Annabelle, Charlie, and Paul's uncle. All right, so we got. All right, so it sounds like he's going to die or something. Annabelle is revealed as the heir. All right, here we go. But she and the guests must face the night in the haunted mansion that is part of the estate. The plot thickens when they're informed that a lunatic known as the Cat has escaped the asylum and is hiding in the house. Wow. The film is part of a genre of comedy horror films inspired by 1920s Broadway stage plays. Lenny's adaptation of Willard's play blended expressionism with humor, a style for which Lenny is notable by critics as unique. His directing style made The Cat and the Canary influential in the old dark house genre of films popular from the 30s to the 50s. The film was one of Universal's early horror productions, is considered the cornerstone of Universal's School of Horror. The play has been filmed 5 other times, most notably 1939, starring Bob Hope and Paulette Goddard. Wow!
Not just a hat rack, my friends.
The font of useless trivia. Let me tell you that.
And
he's pouring it out today.
Full of it.
Oh my goodness. So, all right, I'm looking forward to this. Okay, do you think it's for the kids?
Oh, you know these black and white films, even though they were pre-code, it's safe for the kids. Kids will probably find it boring though. The lack of dialogue and no flashy special effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all the silent films we've had on so far, the music has been fantastic.
Yeah, it's really cool music.
Yeah, like Nosferatu. I mean, the organist. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, that reminded me of the beginning of Dr. Shock. Remember that organ music?
Sure. Bach and Tika, D minor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grades in high school. D minor.
D minor.
All right. Well, everybody, grab your popcorn. Pop back in your recliner and enjoy a feline thriller. We'll be back. Boom.
We're back?
Wow. That opening scene was freaky. I mean, the guy's, he's like this big and a bunch of bottles. He's got a cat whacking at him. It's like a Pink Floyd video.
Remember that part of the Pink Floyd video with the hammers?
Yes, the wall.
Right, the wall. Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
It's avant-garde. It's avant-garde.
Yeah, it's somebody taking the mushrooms.
It's symbolism, like maybe he had a problem with the bottle and the cat was his hangover. I don't know.
Way too deep for me, man. Well, so what do you think about Miss Pleasant?
What the heck is up with her eyes?
Oh my God.
What is up with that?
It was just freaky looking.
What's she looking at?
Yeah, exactly. And then when they did the close-up, it's like she had no like brown spot around. It was a huge black. It was something.
Note to filmmakers, okay? You guys out there watching, all 3 of you. Hey, there are times when that close-up is not necessary.
Oh God.
Nobody needs to see up somebody's nostrils. It's just, just don't do that.
Yeah. That's why we don't do close-ups. Look at this mustache. Close-up, it hasn't been shaved, trimmed in like 6 months. But anyway, right? But she does not live up to her name at all. She is not a very pleasant woman at all. Oh my goodness. So, she's going to be up to some mischief in this movie, right? I did love the castle, right? When they're showing it, it reminded me of like again of the old 1930s Dracula, Frankenstein, the castle in the background, right? But what I noticed, right, is the outside, right? Now we're watching a black and white film, so I'm trying to pull some things out of it, right? Like it was like a bluish gray, not black and white, right? But then when they're in the house, right, it was like that sepia.
Yeah, so it's like a tan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was different because the other silent movies we saw didn't have that.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of different. I wonder if that's what they meant to do with it, to separate the outside from the inside, because the inside was where all the action was. You know.
Well, yeah, you have to remember too. This started out as a play, so we didn't have cuts to the outdoors when you were on stage.
Yeah, you're right. So, and they could have used two scenes, because basically it was a bedroom scene so far, and
Probably like
the
big room,
the grand room,
big room,
yeah.
the great room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I love these old dark house movies with the secret passages.
Oh God.
And the hands reaching out, and I don't want to get too far ahead.
Oh my God. When we get to that part, it was freaky. I was like, ugh. All right, so this movie was directed by Paul Lenny, right? He was from Stuttgart, Germany. He's director, and he's known for The Man Who Laughs. Wow. Great. We had that on in October, right?
We showed that.
Das Rostel von Bagalor from 1918. I haven't seen that one. The Last Warning, 1928. And then he died in 1929 in L.A. That sucks. Right when his career was taking off, you know? All right. So it was written by John Willard, right? He was born in San Francisco, a writer, actor. He did The Cat Creeps, right? The Cat and the Canary. The Cat Creeps. We're good. We have that coming up.
We did that.
You did that.
Myself, yeah.
You did that. All right.
Solo. If that's the same movie.
And that's the one with Boris Karloff, right?
No.
That was Black Cat.
Yes.
Black Cat. Okay. Too many cat movies. I'm having feline amnesia. All right. He did The Cat and the Canary 1939 version, right? And that's the one with Bob Hope?
Yes.
Okay. He did Sherlock Holmes 1922, right? And he died in 1942. So he died right after he did Cat and the Canary, the remake, right? Now it starred Laura LaPlante as Annabelle West, right? What a cutie. When she gets out of the limo and she's dressed like a flapper,
okay,
right? It broke me up, because whenever I see them, right? Because you picture like back in like your grandma, like my grandmother would have been that age, because she was born in 1900, so about 1922. Annabelle West is about that age, right?
Right.
And I can't picture my grandmother like that. Much like I'm talking to a friend of mine, right? And he's in his 40s. His parents were hippies.
Okay.
Right? That broke me up, because I knew hippies. They all stunk.
Yeah.
But it just breaks me up that so they got to picture their grandparents as hippies. That's just hysterical. All right. So she was 15 years old when she did her first movie, right? 1921, she had a number of roles, including a Tom Mix Western. Tom Mix. Wow. She did it was called The Big Town Roundup, and then she did one for Fox called The Old Swimming Hole. Oh my God.
That's right. Hold on to your seats. That one's got to be a thriller. Oh boy.
And then she signed with Universal. She did a ton of shorts, right? Then she did a bunch of different roles. One was Crooked Alley, Sporting Youth, Smoldering Fires, The Cat and the Canary, and Skinner's Dress Suit. Okay, that won't be on our show. And she also did leading role in The Showboat, Hold Your Man, right? She was in a ton of movies. And then she retired in 1935. That must be nice. She's probably like 1935, so she would have been in her 40s. Lucky her.
Well, she probably settled down, you know?
Yeah.
She made all that money showing her knees off on film. And
Oh, God. Can you imagine? And that must have been so controversial back then.
maybe even a shoulder. She made a shoulder.
All right. Then we have Creighton Hale's Paul Jones, right? Nephew, right? He was born in Ireland. He was in Cat and Canary, The Circle. Riley of the Rainbow Division. Leaving that alone.
Not even, no.
All right. And let's see. Forrest Stanley was Charles Wilder. He was born in England. He was known for Beauty's Worth, When Knighthood Was in Flower, Cat and the Canary, and he died in 1969, so he lived a long life. And then my favorite from this movie, Miss Pleasant with the weird eyes, like the doc said. She was Martha Maddox, right? She was born in Natchez, Mississippi. I've been to Natchez, Mississippi. Know what's in Natchez, Mississippi? A Walmart, and that's it. One traffic light that they put in for the Walmart. Honest to God. Don't ask why I was there. The places they send you for work. God forbid they send me to like Vegas. No. Go to Natchez. Anyway, when you go to pillage, you go where they send you.
You go where they send you.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's about it. Holy Christmas. Well, we'll be back. Wow. So the lawyer's dead, and someone...
No great loss. Not that there's anything wrong with lawyers.
Yeah, but
sorry, go ahead.
Annabelle's got to get her inheritance. Yeah. All right. So
keep showing those knees off, she's going to get anything she wants.
Imagine if they had OnlyFans back then. Be like postcards.
I don't want to think of that.
You go to postcards, it'd be all feet.
A shoulder.
Anyway, all right. So they also think that Cyrus West, the uncle that owns the castle, right? Dead guy, right? Is a ghost. And right, they had it and it didn't click. He had them wait 20 years before they read the will. Like, if I was getting an inheritance, I'd be like, yo. All right, now, also, they're talking about this cat guy from the asylum.
Uh-huh.
I can't wait to see this dude. Because apparently he's a little,
there's
little
probably
strange.
a reason he got that nickname.
Obviously, he's in the asylum, too. How come 80% of our movies have asylums in it?
Because people are scary, especially if they've escaped from one of those places they put you to keep other people safe.
Well, especially back then, right?
Yeah.
They didn't treat them really well.
Yeah.
Not that I know if they treat them well now. I haven't been in an asylum in a couple months. Okay.
They call them rehabs now, don't they?
Yes, they call them rehabs. Yeah. All right, so, we got jokes. So we got Tyler Rollins from Cattsburg, Kentucky.
Hi, Tyler.
All right, Ty, let's see what you got. Why are cats so good at video games? Because they have 9 lives, of course. Oh, you die in I don't play video games. All right. What's a cat's favorite color? Purple. Purple. All right. Why are cats afraid of trees? Because of their bark.
Ah.
As a fireman, I have yet to get a cat out of a tree, but our department has done that. So
How do they get those cats out of the tree, man?
Right. So our captain, it was about 6 months ago. I was not there. Right.
Okay.
Cat's in a tree. He goes to the lady in the house. You have a can of cat food? She goes, yeah. Can you give me that in an opener? He stood under the tree, opened up the can of cat food like this. Cat came down, got in his arms, and ate. All right? So, hey, just another tip from Uncle Darbarian, part-time fireman. All right.
A lot safer than using the water cannon.
Oh, yeah, much safer. You know how much cats love water. All right. What do you call a cat that loves bowling? An alley cat. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Kitten.
Kitten who?
Quit kidding around and open the door. What do Christmas and desert cats have in common?
I don't know.
Sandy Claus.
Oh, boy.
Okay. What? How do cats resolve an argument? They hiss and make up. All right, two more. All right.
2 more.
What's the Cheshire's cat favorite drink? Evaporated milk.
Evaporated.
The invisible man's favorite drink. All right. And someone made a joke about my 3-legged cat. It was a huge faux pas. Oh, God. All right, Ty. You finished strong. And We'll be back. Oh, okay. Cat guy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You're creepy looking.
Freaky look with the claws
Yeah.
and the whiskers.
Whiskers.
Like, all right, so villains like to dress up. Weirdos, right? Not like, heroes here. But a little wackadoodle. I can understand why he was in the asylum. Right? I love, like you were talking about the house with secret passages and doors.
So many
right?
rooms.
Oh my God. And how about where she had to find the necklace, jewelry, right? You walk up to the chimney, third button on the right, you press it, door opens up, bang, diamond necklace. They don't build houses like that these days, But, and I'm glad that Miss West made it to the end, right? She was cute, right? Now, that other dude, a little whack, I wouldn't have hooked up with him, but apparently she is. But
he was charming.
He was charming. No, he was no Prince Charming. He was like, you got the inheritance. I'm going to hang with you.
He was smart.
There you go. All right, I'll give you that. But, oh, man. So what are you thinking? How many tombstones you give this?
You see what? It's unfair to compare this to a modern movie.
I agree.
So when you watch this and you think of all of the old house movies that basically use the same storyline, you have to give it the top rating. You have to.
You're going to go 5 on that?
I'm going 5. Because it was the granddaddy of movies like The Bat, and then then the remake of The Bat with Vincent Price, and it's just all the old dark house movies. This was the granddaddy.
All right, you're flipping me because I was originally 3.5, right? Because like I love silent movies, right? And I like this one, but I'm going to give it a 4. Right? Okay. And the reason I'm not giving it top billing, right? It's not The Man Who Laughed. It's not Nosferatu. Right? But it still is very good. And even with the indoor and the sepia, right? The way they used that color, that shade, right? And they open the doors to the secret passages, right? And then the light comes up, right? That was really good. Sure. Again, they're doing the best with what they have. Right,
it was directed well. It really was.
And the cinematography was fantastic. I've only seen like 1 or 2 really bad silent films, right? And the main reason I think they were bad because they weren't restored correctly. You know what I mean?
Right.
So Ted Turner, get back on the thing, but don't colorize them. That was the worst thing in the world when you colorize like all these movies.
Restored, digitized,
crisp. Exactly.
Make them crisp.
Yeah. It's like that AI thing when you get your pictures, right? And you can like have you when you're like 6 and the picture's all cracked and you put it and it comes out brand new.
Right.
Yeah.
You've got mail.
And we got mail. So we have a letter from a Mark McDade of Hellertown, Montana. Holy cow. We're in Montana?
Montana.
Worldwide.
We're
worldwide. We must, I know we're on public access in a lot of places, especially Fort Wayne, Indiana. Shout out, baby. Right? But, wow, Montana, Hellertown. Is that hell or town?
It could be.
Right. What is your opinion of cats? You may take this one.
I am not a cat person. I'm a dog person. My father was a dog person, as was his father before him. Cats, I'm not. My wife is a cat person. That's my opinion right there.
I've never been a cat person. First of all, I was allergic to cats for years, right? The last 3 or 4 years, my allergies are starting to dissipate, so that's kind of good. But I just don't like cats. Because a dog will come when you call him and you can pet him, you'd say, leave me alone. A cat will not do that. A cat will wait till you're absolutely doing something to concentrate on and come up. If you guys remember about 3 movies ago, we had his cat, which I like, right, sticking her butt in my face while I'm trying to read the computer for the show. right? And he didn't fart. Thank God.
It's a typical cat behavior.
Not a fan. I don't hate cats.
You wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, and the cat's on top of your head, licking his butt. Why? Why? Because they can. Because they're cats.
Well, the thing is, the difference between a cat and a dog is a dog is your friend, and he's your subordinate. Whereas a cat, you are the subordinate, and you are not his friend.
Not at all.
No.
No.
You're the one that feeds him.
Right.
And
slave.
And that's
you're the cat's slave.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though dogs, you got to take them out and you got to pick up their poop. I get that, right? But dogs are cool about it. Cats, they would poop on your bed just because they wanted to that day. Not a fan. But anyway, all right.
Okay. Hey, nice letter.
Nice letter. Thank you, Mr. McDade, and I hope that things are going great in Hellertown, Montana. All right. Is it still snowing there? I don't know. All right. So, the boss wanted me to talk about the new daytime schedule started the beginning of May, right? Really good shows on there. I was watching Sir Lancelot the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Really good. I enjoy that show. It brings me back to the days of watching the Tube with my pop, you know. He has 2 football teams and a third one that he's negotiating with now. One's the Jersey Bearcats indoor football. Great. Oh my God, I was watching. They had he had a playoff game on a couple weeks ago. It was really good. And then he has the New York Blaze, which is the New York Fire Department semi-pro football team.
Really?
Right? Yeah. They play just as hard because everybody in that league is first responder, fireman, cop, right? And EMS, right?
Sure.
And they're playing for pride. And there was a fella who was a 9/11 fireman, great guy, right? Who was on that team, and he lived down here for a while with his kids when he got a little bit older, and he just recently passed away. My son was good friends with him, and he was at Alert Fire Company. If you remember from the Blob, Alert Fire Company from Downingtown is the fire company that comes out with the fire extinguishers, right, which freezes the block.
Right.
Nice tie-in, right?
You know, we haven't mentioned Driller Killer this episode.
Oh, thank God. Oh, my God.
I just had to bring that up. Driller Killer.
The anniversary's coming up.
I think we should maybe do... maybe we should host it again.
No. They should repeat it, though. Because the looks on our faces at the end of that movie, we're like... Our first show, right? At the end of the movie, we're like... Do we want to continue to do this? If this is the epitome, it only goes downhill. But it is going uphill since then, thank God. All the negotiating for independent movies. All right. So, if you guys want to send us an email, right? Pop up right up here, the email. WONTV.
Television.
At gmail.com. Right? Okay, shoot us an email. We had one fella send us an email, want us to send him an autograph. We filled it out. It'll be in the mail tomorrow.
In the mail?
All right. I got to put it in a baggie because I want to make sure the autograph doesn't smear. And mine does say Mad D. You just can't read my handwriting. I'm running in rooms. But, so please do that. If you want to tell us what you like, what you didn't like, what movies we should show, please put it in there and we will do our best to get it on. If you guys look at our Facebook page for Cemetery Cinema Facebook page, or whatever, right? The schedule, the boss negotiated some stuff, right? We had a lot of input, which is great. We have a schedule now going all the way out to December, right? So all our movies are set and you guys will love it. I have a Cemetery Cinema calendar, right, that I'm going to finish over the weekend. And you guys can get the link to it, and you can throw that in with your Google Calendar, right? You can see all the things we got coming up, right? Plus, we're going to add in there some events like Delco Horror Haven. If you have a horror event you want to put on there, let me know, and I will add it, okay? It's all about us helping each other out, promote things, okay? If you want to get a hold of us, right, you get a hold of this guy at hashtag Dr. Dread Reviews, right? He's on YouTube. He's on Instagram, right? And he is on Facebook. Monday, 5 o'clock, Murder Table Monday. I never miss it, right? 80% of the time, I'm driving, and I'm like,
Don't do that.
What?
That's
No.
like against the law. You can't.
No. I have it up there and listen to the sound.
Okay.
Right? You see it, and then whenever I hit a stoplight, I check in. Yo, right?
Okay. If you want to follow and get a hold of the Mad D, the easiest way to do that is type in. It's shift 2. It's that A with the circle around it at
Mad Darbarian.
Darbarian. Yes.
Yeah. YouTube, I have a lot of stuff on YouTube. So we were at a convention and Bones Bazaar, right? And at that convention, I did a boatload of interviews. I also did a boatload of interviews at Delco Horror Haven's book fair. All of that, right? I'm slowly getting on there. Pop by, look at some of the interviews, and then, buy some stuff from those guys, right? They are all pushing their stuff. They're all horror related. And let me tell you, man, some of the books, and one of the guys gave me a couple of his books. So, guys, always help.
Support your local artists.
Your local
Support
vendors.
your local horror enthusiasts, your filmmakers and whatnot.
Yep. And then if you want to watch all the cool stuff on WON, has hit our website, right?
Yeah.
Or you can go out to Stream on a Budget app for your Roku, and they have a ton of independent TV stations on there. Not just us, but a bunch of other ones, right? We prefer you watch us, but there's a ton of good content on there. And today, I found they have a radio app in the Stream on a Budget.
Yeah.
I found this oldie station from Charlotte, North Carolina, right? I thought I was on Happy Days. It was great.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But, so, that's it, buddy.
It was a fun movie.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Right, you gave it a 5, which was cool, right? You talked me into giving it an extra half a tombstone. Good stuff. So, guys.
And gals.
Remember, keep it creepy.